Welcome to Leeds United fans. My name is Philip, and I'm joined again this week by Luke.
How
Uh,
do?
we had I suppose the best way you could call it last night was a run out for the kids,
Yeah,
and a good run out when you consider that Wolves more or less played their first 11.
they did. Yeah. Well, the first 11 that they can, they've got a lot of injuries, but certainly more experience than our team.
Exactly, exactly, which was a great test for them young lads like young Joseph, and Perkins in particular. I thought Perkins, man, what I seen of him, he's a fucking talent, isn't he?
Oh, he's the business. I thought he'd be on the bench for this one. Couldn't believe it when I saw the starting lineup.
Yeah,
I think
I
it
was
was more.
delighted.
Oh yeah, it was more shock that Jesse, like, because we said in the last podcast, fuck it, put the kids in for this game, and he actually did it. So fair play.
And I said hopefully that Perkins and Joseph were on the bench, but we got them from the start, which was
Yep, they both
the
look
only
good.
way to treat that game because if you look historically, like remember Wigan got to a cup final back in the day, and they
Yeah,
were
beat
also
Man
they
City.
were relegated as well.
Yeah, Birmingham City, I think, as well.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're down, we're obviously a bit of breathing space now, and there's obviously still work to do. But the last thing we want to be is caught up in his cup runs.
Oh no, I wouldn't be. If we get knocked out at third round at FA Cup, I wouldn't. You know,
Play
we've
all the
got
kids again. Play all the kids again, man.
absolutely. And it's a sorry state of affairs that because the FA Cup is a big thing, but it's lost. It's lost a lot. I
It's
mean,
not.
I don't care about the FA Cup anymore.
It used to be the biggest competition of the whole lot. You know, even winning the cup was nearly bigger than winning the league in the past.
Yeah, it's nothing unless you're a lower division team. It's nothing.
It's just it's a nuisance for top teams really at this stage.
Yeah,
And loads of top teams went out last night.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Arsenal, um, Spurs to Forest,
Yeah,
Liverpool scraped through on penalties.
yeah, yeah. Derby.
Chelsea to Man City. Yeah,
Yeah, but one player I was particularly impressed with last night was young Helde at the back.
same. Yeah, he came off worst in a tackle. He
Hmm.
kind of got barged into. It wasn't necessarily a foul, but I'll tell you what, the initial contact, it was the guy that hit him that went down. He's not like massive, but he's strong, very strong.
Well, no, I was very impressed with him last night. Like, us
Yeah,
people may say this and that, like, but that was basically Wolves' best attack last night that they could
yeah.
feed. And he did not do anything wrong. He looked really,
No,
really assured back there. And we were
he made
saying
Llorente look
in the
shit.
last video that we may need to go out in January for a centre back. But on
Maybe
the
not.
on the basis of that, man, I think we've got to. He was really assured on the ball. His positioning was really well, very good, should I say? Oh, he did, man. From what I seen him last night, he didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't. He was spot on. And when you think when Stuart Dallas is back, you've
Hmm.
got Strouk who can move back into the centre.
Hmm.
Cock, obviously, we don't want Cock and Cooper to go, so that's your four. You need four decent
Hmm.
centre backs.
Yeah.
Llorente can fuck off because he was shit.
He's such a bad defender, man. He used to be good, like, but I
Ten
remember
caps for Spain. How?
like I was talking to another lad there after the game last night that I know for a long time, and basically the first thing I said to him was like, "Jesus, Lorente, he's fucking shit. Like he really is terrible, terrible defender." And fair play to him last night. He actually got
Yeah,
it right,
decent.
didn't
He didn't do anything wrong in defence. Played a really nice through ball on the left wing that set Joseph off, I think,
he? Yeah,
onto a run. Did an absolutely proper solid block tackle.
yeah.
Don't expect from Junior Firpo.
I'm not saying
Um,
he's going to be our new magic
no,
left back, but got
well,
to call it a spade. He was all right last night.
You made the point last night when we were watching the game. It's a no pressure game, and
Mhm.
so he's playing well. But like you said, you put him in the Premier League and he's shite.
Yeah. He just
It'd be
fucking
nice. It'd be nice if that's the start of something. You never know. I'm not seeing it myself, but he was good last night. Fair play to him.
yeah. And of course, Gabby in midfield. I felt he grew into the game very well, and I've seen a few criticisms of online, and I was just like, he was playing with against Neves and Moutinho and that, like,
Yeah.
and he's
No,
fucking 18 years old, and that was his first start outside of the under 21s.
no, he gave the ball away a couple of times, but he puts himself about.
And he really had an eye for a pass. Like I noticed, he was
Yeah,
always looking. He always had his head up, and he was always looking to make something happen.
yeah.
He
No,
didn't come
he
off
didn't
for him
have a
all
bad
the time,
game.
but you can tell there's a player in there.
Yeah, it's like you say, first appearance. That Wolves midfield's decent, especially when you're facing a team of kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Anyways, we'll move on to the players now.
yeah,
Robles,
go for it. Oh,
Robles,
very impressed. Very impressed.
really impressed by him now. And
Not to the point
his
where I'm saying he plays over Melier because he doesn't, but it's nice to have a good backup keeper.
oh yeah, I wouldn't drop Meslier, but
No,
Jesus
no.
Christ, he is he. The only thing that I liked a bit better about Robles, it might give him a bit of an argument's kind of point of view, was his distribution is really good with his feet.
It is very good. I mean, he's a much more experienced goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I will say this though, he didn't have anything to save really, apart from the goal, which no one was stopping. But no, he looks confident.
No, he pulled
Punching
off
the ball
he
away,
pulled off
coming
a few
for the
saves, and
ball.
he was organising the defence, and
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that was a good first showing by him, and that the other lad, Klassen, I don't fucking rate at all, to be honest.
I've not really seen enough of him to
I
comment.
I watched a lot of the under 23s last year because it used to be always on, and I couldn't see it. He had one game in the Premier League against West Ham. He had to where Meslier had to come on, and he pulled off a few saves. And maybe people thought, oh, maybe he's a good goalkeeper, but I don't think he is.
What happened to the young Italian lad? Is he loaned out or is he
He's gone.
sold?
He's gone. He went back to Italy.
What happened there? Because he
He
was
couldn't
supposed
settle
to
in
be.
England. Didn't want to stay in England, but just didn't settle. Just family
Now,
reasons.
if I was from Italy, I wouldn't settle in England either. That is a culture shock.
But we made money on him too. Apparently, I can't remember the exact story. I read about it one day, but it worked out beneficial for us in the end. And there's
Oh,
some
okay.
sell-on clause, and apparently he's doing well in Italy too.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, you're uprooting your entire life. It's not guaranteed that it's going to work. It's going to be for you.
Well, best of luck to him anyway. And next up,
Yeah,
with Bill himself, Aileen at right back.
yeah.
Done all right.
Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. He done all right. Like, but I thought it was a strange one. I would have. I know he's a player that we've had and we all have high thoughts on. But that was the game for drama last night for me, and to be honest.
I disagree for the simple reason you needed some experience out there. If you look in every department, we had like Click, Ailing. I'm not counting Llorente because he's wank, but Robles at the back. I think Ailing was there for that,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, it made sense to me. Maybe the plan is third round of the FA Cup. Maybe Drama gets a go. Who knows? Maybe the plan was if we'd have won last night, Drama comes into the next one. You don't know. But the experience, you do need that. Otherwise, you're just playing the under 21s.
True, true. We've already touched on Helda. Great performance in the
So
defence.
yeah, very good.
Definitely one for the future. Well, not the future, but I think for now, I think for post World Cup, I think he's got to be in the fucking bench ahead of Lorente anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I think in Helda now, I think he was really highly rated at Celtic, so we've clearly got something there now.
Could be our new anger,
Mm.
our new Alpha Haaland, because
Well,
he looks like a hard bastard.
and with him like with him and Strike and a few others coming like young lads still, like that's encouraging. That's very encouraging.
Yeah,
And we've already touched on Lorente. Just fuck off, like just go.
awful.
I'll fucking go
Yeah,
over. I'll go over to Leeds and I'll pack your fucking bag. I'll drive you to the airport, even though I haven't got a driver's license, and I'll pay your flight, and I'll fucking wave as you're gone. I'll be like fucking
please.
your man in Commando, the small lad, fucking what's his the other bad that gets cliff. I'll be there for the whole time, just watching the plane go up in the air and make the phone call. Yeah, he's fucking gone. And I'll go down and search to make sure he doesn't get down through the fucking plane and jump down into water to try and get back in again, John Matrix style. I'll comb that area to make sure he's gone.
Yeah, he's shit. Do you know what? In a team full of kids, he looked like the inexperienced one.
Yeah, he's a clown. He's just fuck off. Like, anyways, Firpo did all right. Didn't do anything wrong.
Good
Impressive
game.
last night. And you said
Really good block tackle.
you've already said it when I said it to you last night. When there was no pressure on him, he looked like he could actually play. But when he's in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and there's a full stadium full and there's cameras on him and everything, that game was live last night on Sky Sports New Zealand, like, so no one in England could even see it unless they had access to stuff, like. So he knew that nobody could see it. So he was.
Yeah, it's still a stadium full of people. That's a lot of people.
Oh, true, it is, yeah. But we were away from home, so there was only the small section in comparison, like.
Yeah, I think we're a decent team away from home. I think when the pressure's off, we are a better team.
Yeah, sometimes
look at the Liverpool game.
Yeah, true. But and next in the midfield, it was a Click. I think Click. That's got to be the end. Click now.
He didn't really do. Well, he picked up a knock early on, but he carried on.
Yeah, he did, but I think now that's just, if he doesn't get moved on in January, he's definitely getting moved in the summer. Like,
it is a shame though. He's a player I've got a lot of time for.
Oh yeah.
If you want your team to do well, you can't always be nostalgic. And I think with Ayling, with Bamford, with Click, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, unfortunately, but we'll always love Click for what he done. You know, I remember when he got them when he came up the first day of the season against Liverpool, and he got the ball and he took it up onto his knee and volleyed it into the corner. You're just like, holy. You know, there's loads of great memories of Click, but unfortunately, they're all memories now.
Yeah, he's a class player, but he's probably past his best now.
Championship player now, or maybe a European League player, a smaller European league.
He should go back to Holland.
You do well in Holland.
I think that'd be a good fit for him. Yeah, or maybe go back to Poland. They've got a decent league.
Have you? Yeah, maybe. I'd say that's probably where he will go next. And
you think he'll go home?
We've already touched on Gabby. Good first performance. Looks a promising player. He's clearly not ready for the Premier League yet, but he's getting there.
But you know what? We said that about a few other players recently, and look at them now. Doesn't take long. Few appearances, on as a sub in some big games.
Maybe, but I think
how many games ago was
it? I don't think he's a central. I don't think he's a central defensive midfielder. I think he's more of a midfielder, a traditional midfielder. So maybe if Adams playing up, Adams behind a bit, and maybe like with Greenwood, maybe. But I think
a diamond.
I don't know. No, like remember when the last game, they took off Rocca, and Greenwood was kind of ahead of Adams a bit. He was kind of around the CDM position, but he was moving. He was kind of going more forward, like where Adams was tracking, falling back in. Yeah. So maybe second half of the season, but I think he's for next season. I just needs a bit more. Yeah, he's getting there though, and he's definitely a prospect. And we got
absolutely.
And we got a good 6 million, man. He's looking like he's going to be a bargain.
Hopefully.
Oh, I think so. I think so. And who else was in midfield last night? I'm trying to think now. Jesus, it was such a different team from usual.
Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins was technically a midfielder. Well, you can see why West Ham were so fucking pissed off about losing him now.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, and then the commentators mentioned it. I remembered that. Yeah, they were not happy.
Oh no, they were furious. They were fucking furious that he didn't stay on.
Because they mentioned something about the fact that we've had to give him limited game time to kind of dumb it down a bit, and it's reminded me of this situation with Anton Griezmann in Spain,
Mhm.
where Atletico are only playing him for like a third of a game because of some loophole. So I
Mhm.
wonder if we've kind of done something similar.
No, can't. He left as a scholar, so we got him in. The thing is, the tribunal is the issue. West Ham want
Right.
fucking proper compensation, and there's going to be a case about it.
Great. So after we've paid off Augustine, we're going to end up paying a bit more. Well, at least in this case, we're paying for someone we've got.
Hmm. It won't be that much. It'd probably be, I'd say, maybe in the region of 4 or 5 million.
Nah,
Which
he looks like he's going to be worth it.
his control is brilliant.
Mm.
He reminded me of an old football game from back in the day where the ball used to stick to the player's foot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I know. I think I know what you mean. Yeah,
his control and his vision and his technique was just for a fucking 18-year-old. I was just like, holy shit.
yeah,
This this
yeah.
is this is definitely a player for the second half of the season for sure.
Let's hope he doesn't get too good this season. Otherwise, West Ham might get some more money out of it.
No, that's not the way it works, thankfully. That's not the way it works, thankfully. But of course, with a lot of other players like Josef, we're kind of a bit all over the place with this lineup. But Joseph, he's not ready for the Premier League. It's clear.
No.
He's only 18, but he's definitely one for the future.
Yes, and it's good to give him a run out as well. You know, be a lot of fans that haven't seen him before. I
No.
mean, don't get me wrong. I thought he looked decent last night. I think he had a good showing.
Oh God, yeah, oh God, yeah. I'm not don't want to sound like he's. I mean, when I say he's not ready for the Premier League, that's not a bad thing. It's
No, I
just
said,
he's
yeah,
not ready yet.
yeah, no, definitely not.
He
But
needs
he
another
will be
another year, but he's definitely on the right track.
absolutely.
And Harrison,
Oh, oh, that was shit.
just has to be. He has to
That
be.
free kick, that free kick he took towards the end of the game summed up exactly everything about him. What the fuck was that?
He fucking sent it up into the top of the stands.
He did. He had a free kick in the first couple of minutes and forced a decent save. Other than that, he was shit.
He tried
I
in the
don't
second
understand what's
half.
going on with him.
He was trying in the second half. He was doing his runs and he was trying his best, but nothing's coming off from him. We have to drop him now. And I'll be
Oh,
honest with
I
you,
don't
man.
think it's a lack of.
I'd be honest if we had been in a better situation a few months ago and we hadn't so many young lads we had to bring through and new players, I'd have fucking snapped Newcastle's hand off for 40 million for that lad.
It's starting to look like it now, yeah. And the thing
I
is, it's not a lack of effort. It's
no,
not a lack of effort on his part. It's just not something's not clicking.
no. To be honest, I'd be honest with you, man. I've never really rated Harrison that highly. I've always thought he was a decent player, but he's so inconsistent.
I don't get where Newcastle got 40 million from. I don't understand that.
I wish we'd got
I'd have took it.
it.
Yeah, I'd have said I'd have took it.
Because
I see. I do like Harry player,
no,
and
no, I mean, I like
he's
Harrison, but for 4 games he's unplayable, and then for 4 games he's shit. That's always
do you
been
know
my
what? Though
issue.
right
Uh,
now, I'd take that. Right now, I'd take that because we're not getting the 4 games on, 4 games off. He's just shit.
yeah,
The 4 games where he's unplayable have disappeared.
I don't know what's going on with him, but it's he's. If we can move him on next summer, just take the money.
Yeah,
Take,
I mean, unless he has a turnaround, but it's not looking good.
the only reason I keep him would be as a backup.
Don't think. Yeah, I don't think he'll be happy with that. He'll be wanting to leave if that's the case.
Talk him
But when
playing
you've got Somerville,
free.
who's starting to look the absolute fucking business, you've got
Nacho,
what's his face, Gonto,
not
and injured lad.
Harrison,
Got him from
Aronson,
Holland. Sinistera.
Sinistera, and Aronson,
Yeah. Aronson, Sinistera. Yeah, it's not looking good
and
for him.
and Perkins, and maybe Gelhart to a degree.
Greenwood.
Greenwood, you know,
Yeah,
you have all these players and around there that are just, you know,
it's not looking great.
no, it's not. And Greenwood didn't do much last night, but to be honest, in the
No.
second half, our attacking threat was basically fucking null and void.
Yeah,
There was just
that's fair.
there was too many young lads on, and you
Yeah.
could tell everyone was trying their best, but there was no. If we'd got the goal in the first half, if we got that header at the start from Jaffe,
Yeah, that first 5 minutes,
yeah,
unbelievable.
and if we'd got a goal in that spell, it could have been a different game. But I won't criticize the young lads because it was against Wolves, like you know, and we only
We
lost
lost
one.
1-0.
We lost 1-0 to a goal
Yeah.
that you don't save. So
Oh, it was a great finish.
brilliant finish now. But Greenwood, he was quiet last night, but again, it's more minutes for him, and it's
Yeah.
more experience for everyone. Last night was about experience. And
I do.
Young Gelhardt, he's a fucking. It's a tough one, man, because we all think of Gelhardt, and we think a few games ago he got in and got the ball for Somerville for the goal. He got the goal against Norwich last season. He assisted Strike in the game against Brighton. So people say Rafinha kept us up last season. I think Gelhardt, in equal measure, with his contribution, kept us up. And I think he's a great little player, but he's not a number 9. And I don't know what the fuck we're going to do with him because they're not going to play with 2 up top.
And he also needs to work on his positioning because he was getting caught massively offside a few times, which again come with experience. He's only a young lad, but
Yeah, but I'm just,
he
you
was two,
know,
3 yards offside a few.
yeah, there's part of me starting to think now he's a brilliant at under 21 level. Obviously, we know that. But is he a
Yeah,
championship player or is he a premiership player? It's just, I don't want to write the kid off because he's having a bad run of form. But
well, think of it this way. I mean, he's not having a bad run of form. He looks good in every game he's in.
he's no,
As soon as he comes on, he's lively. He makes things happen. Also, Bamford is done.
oh, Bamford's finished, yeah.
It's not going to be long. As much as with Rodrigo's playing well at the moment. He will dip. He
Hmm.
always does. That's when he needs to fight for the striker's role,
Hmm.
and he can get it.
Hmm. Jesus, man, I don't know. I don't want to write the kid off, but I don't know where he fits in the system to be honest with you because he's not a number 9. It's obvious he's not a number 9. He's a
No, he
number
needs to
10,
be.
or he needs to be up to. He's like if he was playing 10 or 15 years ago or wherever it was. I'm in my 40s now, so time was. If he had like a Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips back in the day with
Yeah.
Sunderland, if he was up front with say Chris Woods, if Chris
Mm.
Woods was still at Leeds and you had young little Jaffe playing off him, that would be a fucking combination. But he needs that, and he doesn't have that.
Mm.
The only real position I could see him becoming in Leeds, if say I know Bamford's finished, we've already made that clear, but anyone knows that. But say Bamford was still playing well, you'd want him there, and you'd want maybe Gelhardt in behind him, kind of in that behind midfield role that he kind of moves into a 2 forward attack like.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're going to get use out of him because they're trying to make him a number 9, and he's not. Like no one ever. I'm not. That's a very fucking crazy example, but nobody ever tried to make Messi a number 9, did they?
No.
You know, I know he's not. He's not Messi, but you know he's the small, tenacious, hard-working, tough little player. Like you know,
What's wrong with a 4-4-2? What's wrong with having 2 strikers?
4-4-2 jumpers for goalposts. Oh,
Yeah.
jumpers for goalposts. Oranges at half time.
Could he be? Could he maybe slot back into central midfield?
I don't know what they're going to do with him, but it's just
I mean, at the
he's kind of
moment,
he's at a crossroads now. He's at the age now where he's going to have to. They're going to have to try to figure out where his best position is. Because
I'd say up front.
yeah, up front, yeah, but they don't. No team plays 2 up front anymore. That's my issue with it.
No, but you need a backup striker, and him and Rodrigo. he can topple Rodrigo from that number 10 spot. He can do that. He
Hopefully,
just needs he needs a prolonged sort of period in that position.
but he,
Rodrigo will do.
but when you put him in for a prolonged period, he gets fucking injured all the time, though. You know, that's the problem too with Jaffe. He's always picking up knocks. Like even yesterday, he picked up another knock.
That's true.
Yeah, if anyone's watching this, not that many people watch it anyway. I think I'm writing them
No,
off. I'm not, but I don't know. It's a weird one for me.
I get where you're coming from, but let's be honest. Jesse Marsh probably won't have a job next season.
It's
He probably won't. A
I
new manager
don't
will
know,
come
man. Did you
in.
hear the news that the 49ers are going taking over at the end of the season?
Are they?
Yeah, I was in the media there last night. I actually read about it properly today. They have the funds in place now to go ahead and make the purchase at the end of the season.
So we're going to lose the Italians.
Looking that way, it's more than likely. It's not confirmed, but it's coming from Phil Hay and all these people that the money is in place now from the 49ers. So the
That,
plan was for them to take over this summer initially, anyway. That was always the plan, I think, or maybe next summer. But from what it's looking like, the 49ers will be in charge in the summer. And if Marsh survives this season, I can't see them sacking an American manager.
unless they bring in another American manager.
Sure, what other American manager is there really?
The ex-national team boss. Can't remember his name. He's currently managing in the MLS.
Oh, fucking your man Brady at Swansea City again.
Bradley.
Bradley, yeah.
Bradley.
That didn't work the last time. He was a fucking
I
joke.
just, yeah, he was. I don't know how I feel about that because I like our owners.
So do I.
I
So do
do.
I.
I
I mean,
like
the
our owners a lot.
big red flag for me was that they said we've got the money gathered to do it now. That's a red flag. If they've just got the money together now, what money do they have after that?
Hmm.
You know, the wording of that fucking worries me, man. Like, you
Well,
know,
that said, we're a team in the black financially. We're a club in the black financially. Going by the FIFA fair play rules, you shouldn't need to invest money. You should make the money yourself through the club. So if we're in a good position, then that shouldn't actually be a factor because you're not technically allowed to pump a shitload of money in.
oh, I know that. I know that, but we've had this before, man. We've had this. Remember, we had Arabs that fucking took over with no money. Like,
Only us. Only us.
like, fuck it. We've had.
And then Newcastle United get Saudi owners who everyone fucking hates because they're Saudi, and they're going to put it's going to be another Man City, and they're not. They're bringing in reasonable players, building a team, and doing it the right way. But us, no, we get Arabs with no money.
I don't know, man. But we'll finish this up now very soon. But Spurs now at the weekend. Spurs are not in a good way at the minute,
Now
and
Son's injured.
Harry Kane had to be taken off last night. So
He was tired, apparently.
sure, he's fatigued as fuck. He's just wrecked. Because your Conte is probably a lunatic when training. He's probably like Bielsa was.
Yeah, true.
And
I fancy getting a draw out of this. I do fancy a draw.
I'd hope a draw. I'd hope a draw. It would be a great way to finish up before the World Cup. 7 points from the 3 games, like
It would. And I'm not bothered about last night. Last night I said I don't care if we lose. We didn't get embarrassed.
I was delighted about last night. Just play all the kids, and that's what they done.
Yeah.
That was the
So
game to do it.
that doesn't affect our confidence or momentum one bit.
No, not one bit.
But
So
I'd take a draw from this.
yeah, and before we finish up, you've seen the England lineup for the World Cup. You have.
Yeah.
Why isn't Tomori in the squad?
Why is Maguire in the squad?
And well, that's another conversation that we won't get into now. But what? No Tomori? That's madness. He's a fucking great defender.
The the pundits out in Italy. I watch a lot of Italian
Oh, that's
football.
what I'm
I'm
saying. Like
very
you know a lot more than most people.
I prefer the Italian football to me English, to be honest.
Hmm.
They love him out there.
Yeah, he's extremely
They
highly rated.
fucking love him.
I
Do you know
don't.
what? Even if he didn't bring Tomori, I'd take Chris Smalling over Harry Maguire. Roma love Chris Smalling.
Yeah, he's doing very well in Italy. But as soon as it's always been the same though. Traditionally, outside Jude Bellingham, of course, or maybe Sancho.
Yeah.
When a player leaves England, they might as well have just jumped off the fucking roof of a house because that was the
True.
end of like.
Shouldn't be that way though.
Oh, I'm Irish, so I'm delighted. Leave your best players out. Good job. Bring fucking Maguire and bring Shaw as your only recognised left back, and
Oh, to be honest, seeing that England lineup has just bolstered my decision to not give a fuck about this World Cup. I don't
joking
care.
aside, I fucking doesn't even feel like a World Cup. I might watch a bit of it, but I've got no interest. It doesn't.
No,
It's not a World Cup in the middle of winter. Like it's not.
I've told you, man, I'm not watching it. I'm going to be catching up on my super bikes.
It's probably a few TV shows on under the radar that I haven't seen or something. I'll probably just watch the highlights. I'll probably watch the ESPN highlights and watch Craig Burley rip into them. That's usually more entertaining anyway.
Yeah, sounds all right.
Anyways, we'll leave it at that, and we'll be back for the last game before the World Cup on Spurs. Is at the game on Saturday or Sunday? I think it's
I
Saturday.
can very quickly find out.
I'm fairly
through
sure it's Saturday.
The joys of modern technology.
Yeah.
Saturday. Yep, 3 o'clock away at Tottenham.
Right.
In fact, there are only Sunday games. Do you know what? Most of the games are actually on Saturday. Eight of the games are on
the
Saturday.
last Saturday before the World Cup. Yeah. That. I expected that, to be honest with you, but
Yeah, there's just two games on Sunday.
It'll be on fucking Peacock Sports or Sky Sports New Zealand 4 or 5 or something. We'll find it anyway.
Thank God for the New Zealands. Thank God for the Kiwis.
Thank God for fucking Russell Crowe, the only fucking person anyone has ever heard from New Zealand, and he's a huge Leeds United fan.
That is true. Do you remember when he was tempted to buy us?
That was a rumor. That was a rumor.
No, I thought it was going to happen, but then he decided that he already spent too much time away from his kids.
I think we're happy enough with what we have now.
Oh yeah, true enough.
He done the commentary on the Take Us Home documentary, so that'll do.
Yeah, true.
And we'll be back for the Spurs game. Thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe.